What is up, Ling Ling Wannabes? This episode is a special one because it is the last one in my Beginner's Guide to TwoSet Violin series, where I break down the origins of every single TwoSet joke whether you need it or not. This video is going to be a long one because these two men managed to give those two men plenty to joke about. Just look at the long list of inside jokes I'm going to cover today. Like the interesting Almadeuter jokes, the motherload of jokes began circulating after TwoSet's Ben Lee roast video went viral and immediately shot up to being one of their most watched videos. TwoSet were reacting to Ben Lee's appearance on the BBC to show off his skills as one of the fastest violinists in the world. Brad and Eddie used their expertise as professional classical violinists to mercilessly roast Lee's performance, criticizing everything from the inaccuracy of his playing to his fake attitude. About 7 months after the Ben Lee roast, TwoSet reacted to Bob Dylan, an allegedly even faster violinist, and that train wreck of a performance only doused the garbage fire with more oil. What are we waiting for? Let's jump right into this pile of If you're not familiar with TwoSet, you probably don't use the word sacrilegious often or even know what it means. By the way, this is what it means. Why, out of all possible adjectives, do TwoSetters insist on sacrilegious? We'll have to thank the host of the BBC show for that. Throughout the entire interview with Ben Lee, the host kept pressing one particular question that Lee kept dodging.
Presumably, you could do that with any piece that you chose. I mean, are there any that are kind of almost sacrilegious, that it's a slow piece, it should never be played at speed? You've got a very modern violin there. I just wonder whether sort of classical musicians think that what you're doing is, I don't know, sacrilegious almost. Do you still keep the musical kind of integrity if you're playing at great speed?
Well, I think Paganini was one of the first violin rock stars, and his music, like Flight of the Bumblebee, is full of quick notes that are continuous. Flight of the Bumblebee has 810 notes. We have a lot of discussions with people. What we aim to do with Fuse is to inspire people and introduce them to lots of different styles of playing the violin. You can play the violin in wonderful jazz styles, in romantic styles. You can play it very percussively.
From that point on, TwoSet began to use sacrilegious as a blanket adjective for terrible renditions of classical music, a lack of skill, and all things that shouldn't exist on this sweet earth. That includes Ben Lee's performance, Bob Dylan's performance, using vibrato during a Bach piece, not phrasing a Mozart piece, and all of my videos. The name Sacrilegious Bois is also used to describe Ben Lee, Bob Dylan, and other musicians who prioritize speed over making real music. Keep your eyes peeled for another video diving deeper into them. This meme that is somehow still alive 9 months later all started from this poorly communicated idea.
Absolutely, we practice. If you can play something slowly, you can play it quickly.
Oh, only if life was that easy. Yeah, guys, if you can play it slowly, just play it quickly. Just become Ling Ling already. What's wrong with you guys?
Even though Ben Lee clarified on social media later that he actually meant speed comes after a lot of slow practice and that playing fast is not an impossible feat, the damage has already been done. To this day, TwoSetters use the sentence format if you can, blank, slowly, you can, blank, quickly to make fun of Lee's ridiculous statement, replacing play with any other verb they wanted. By that logic, anything is possible, correct? TwoSet even released merch with the famous quote, which Ben Lee was nice enough to promote on his social media. The word amazing is slowly becoming the new interesting, and we have this moment from Bob Dylan's interviewer to thank for that.
And since then, he has become the world record holder for the world's fastest violinist. Amazing!
Amazing!
While interesting before was more of an imitation of Almadeuter's intonation, amazing has a much stronger sarcastic meaning. After all, the host called Bob Dylan amazing when he really wasn't, so TwoSetters now use the word for things that don't really deserve praise. By the way, peep the new merch. In Bob Dylan's performance, this is the very first thing the host says about him.
Well, musical geniuses are born, not created, and
What? Excuse me? What about all the practice?
There's really not much of a joke behind this statement. There were only a few memes about it, but it really captures the selling point of these sacrilegious boys. People like Bob Dylan are able to trick non-musical audiences into thinking that he's talented because they make musical talent sound unattainable unless you're born with the correct genes. Even if he is a fraud who shreds his violin to pieces and calls it a world record, he still gets on national TV and sells out world tours because he was born a third-generation musician with a violin in his hand, so he cannot possibly be wrong. To mainstream audiences, classical musicians are untouchable mythical creatures with a talent they cannot pick up themselves. I'm really glad TwoSet are here to debunk the myths and tell us that anyone who wants to make music can succeed with enough practice. This is an iconic example of TwoSet taking people's words and turning them against them. During his appearance on the BBC, Ben Lee was talking about his record-setting violin speed playing, claiming to be able to play
15 notes a second.
However, Lee quickly proved himself wrong because even someone untrained in music can tell that his playing was so sloppy he was not playing any notes at the correct pitch. You could hardly even call them proper notes. TwoSet took his poor performance and ran with it, imitating his playing and grandiose claims multiple times throughout their video.
And now, with 50 notes a second.
About 2 months after TwoSet released their initial video, they posted a short clip to Instagram of Eddie mocking Lee's playing, setting off the hashtag 15 notes a second challenge.
Eddie, 15 notes a second.
They officially announced the challenge in the video 4 days after their post, encouraging their viewers to submit videos of themselves sloppily playing their instruments under the hashtag on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. They also made a video reacting to all the submissions they have received, and I was pleasantly surprised to have my clip of my brother featured.
Yeah, you did it! You did it! Yay!
BBC, get this guy.
For those who didn't make it, do not despair, for they did say to keep the submissions coming, which hints at a possible second reaction video. However, it's been 7 months since they've made that video, and the meme is almost dead, but nobody is stopping you from shredding for the world to see. An important side point I want to make here is that unlike with Alma Deutscher, TwoSeters harassing Ben Lee for his performance actually had an effect on him.
Ben Lee just roast me.
I did it, I played 15 notes a second. Well, I played 60 notes a second. Brilliant, now go do it on TV in front of 100 million.
No, this is real?
As arrogant and disappointing he was in his interview, I still don't think it's okay to go after him so much to cause him to snap on social media like that. This is a topic I will further discuss in future videos, but I think TwoSet needs to control their fans more instead of going all surprise Pikachu on them so that people don't get hunted down on the internet like this.
Anyway, guys, don't go roasting him, please.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
We
guys,
need to behave.
Guys, Ling Ling Wannabes.
Ling Ling is better than that.
Anyways, later on, our boy Bob Dylan claimed to be able to play
22 notes per second?
Yes.
I'm thankful that there wasn't a hashtag 22 notes a second challenge, because we can't all afford to put our instruments through a wood chipper.
Amazing!
When TwoSeters participated in the hashtag 15 notes a second challenge, another joke people would tack on is that one must use a wildly expensive instrument to effectively execute the challenge. Ben Lee used his appearance on BBC to heavily advertise his instrument, which was...
But what we've done with this is we've hand applied
And this
50,000.
is $1.5 million, is it, this one?
We've just released the world's first 24 karat gold electric violin in collaboration with the jeweler Theo Fennell.
To inspire people, we need to put 24 karat gold on every single violin, make it at a price where majority of musicians around the world cannot afford, but that's okay. I'm inspiring you guys.
He's literally trying to plug himself. He's trying to sell this. But look at him play. That smile, he's not having fun. He's here to sell his $2 million violin. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he is.
TwoSeters followed in Brad and Eddie's footsteps and now mention the grossly expensive instrument regularly to make fun of Lee. It seems to be a sacrilegious boy trend to have unnecessarily high-tech instruments of questionable validity, because this is the cutting-edge technology contained in Bob Dylan's violin.
Your violin has actually been developed with the help of NASA?
What they've done is they've put these electrodes with a chap from NASA and made the violin wood settle down so it sounds a lot older than what it actually is.
Wow.
Man, what a great resource. They put these electrodes with a chap from NASA. Doesn't even say who was just on his off work, probably like got fired.
Not only do TwoSet soloist friends not have access to this supposed wood-aging electrode magic, but I've also Googled everywhere and I've seen nothing about it. Not on NASA's page, not even on Bob Dylan's own page. If he made this up, why would he? It's almost like he's mocking Sacrilegious Bois, except he isn't. As much as we wish he isn't being serious, he is one of the biggest sacrilegious boys of them all. But don't despair. Shortly after TwoSet reacted to Bob Dylan, Guinness World Records announced under the video of David Garrett's record-breaking performance that the title of fastest violinist will not be accepting new contenders. The reason they gave was because the adjudicators are no longer able to determine the accuracy of the playing, and they neither confirmed nor denied that TwoSet had any influence behind that decision. Some Redditors have discovered that all fastest musician records have been abolished since November 2017, meaning that TwoSet didn't cause the decision. However, one cannot argue that TwoSet didn't have any impact. Guinness World Records announced it publicly almost 2 years after the decision was made. Why didn't they immediately announce it after the decision? Before TwoSet reacted to the Sacrilegious Bois, nobody was questioning the validity of the records, nor did they care. When TwoSet highlighted the problems with the record breakers, they were bringing public awareness to the idea that people were taking advantage of the record and passing garbage performances off as legitimate records. We have to admire TwoSet for being able to be influential enough to educate everyone about proper classical music performance. A couple million views at a time. That's all, folks. This marks the end of the beginner's guide to TwoSet.
I swear this sub has like 4 memes. Ling Ling B flat jokes, Flight of the Bumblebee.
Question mark. Viola memes. That's right, guys. We gotta find a 5th one. On the lookout for the 5th one. What can the 5th one be?
Yes, this is officially the end of this
Sacrilegious.
Interesting. Amazing.
series. I hope I was able to enlighten some of you with them. When I return, I might kick off a new series. I might make some videos with my face in them. Who knows? I just hope you stick around and wait for them to come out. In the meantime,
Smash the subscribe button. Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.